Law of assumption, the law that be still and know that you already are what you desire to be. The law of assumption isn't about forcing the world to move. It's about remembering that it already dances to the rhythm of your being. Every desire is not a signal of lack. It's a calling from fulfillment itself. The law of assumption begins and ends with stillness. Not the absence of motion, but the presence of knowing. And if you stay with me until the end, you will feel what Neville meant by the effortless way. A way of life so natural that the world itself bends to your quiet recognition of being. Be still and know that you are that which you desire to be. This is not a poetic suggestion. It is the formula of creation. The stillness Neville speaks of is not laziness or passivity. It is the awakened silence of certainty, the pure awareness that has nothing to prove. Most people think they must become what they want, to fight, to chase, to earn worthiness. But everything in existence flows from being. You do not earn being, you are being. When you assume, quietly, without struggle, that you already are what you desire, life begins to reconfigure itself in your image. As Neville said in The Power of Awareness, the principle of least action governs everything in physics, from the path of a planet to the path of a pulse of light. And that same principle governs consciousness. Least action means no resistance, no friction, no separation. The moment you assume your desire fulfilled, the entire universe follows the path of least resistance, your assumption. Prayer then is not pleading, it is acknowledgement. To desire is to already be in contact with fulfillment. To feel it is to declare, I am that. Desire points not to something missing, but to something known. The law just is, perfect and complete. It does not demand effort, it demands remembrance. Existence is enough. Presence is more than enough. Being, as you are right now, is more than sufficient to move mountains. Every action, every decision that flows from this state feels effortless, spontaneous, intelligent, guided. You find yourself saying the right words, meeting the right people, making the right choices without trying to control them. Because the law doesn't respond to struggle, it responds to state. You are not rewarded for effort, you are rewarded for being. What if the entire universe is just waiting for one quiet decision from you, the moment you dare to say, I already am? Neville called it the effortless way, the path of non-doing. Not because you do nothing, but because everything happens through you, not by you. When you are aligned, actions become as natural as breathing. When you are misaligned, every step feels like a storm. The effortless way is living from the premise, it is done. Every thought, emotion, and opportunity aligns itself with that truth. You no longer react to the world, you create from within. No longer asking, what should I do? But instead, who am I being? And from that beingness, doing happens. This is not theory. Neville applied it in his own life to manifest wealth, love, opportunity, and peace. The moment he knew himself as already that which he desired to be, the how arranged itself. So too with you. When you live from the end, the beginning reorganizes to meet it. Even in business or creativity, the so-called outer world, the same truth applies. When you assume the state of the fulfilled entrepreneur, artist, or leader, the ideas, clients, and collaborations appear naturally. like constellations rearranging to reflect your new identity. Optimization, automation, delegation, these are not strategies you chase. They emerge as consequences of inner order. And if old thoughts of doubt arise, what if it fails? Remember, those are only echoes. You do not argue with echoes. You let them fade back into silence. For as God said in Genesis 1:3, "Let there be light," and there was light. Not after planning, not after effort, but in the instant of knowing. Light is consciousness fulfilled. And your desire is that light, waiting for you to say the same. Let it be. Could it be that you don't have to make your dreams happen, only to stop interfering with what's already unfolding? Neville often called it the bridge of incidents. Once you assume the wish fulfilled, life begins to orchestrate a sequence of natural events, conversations, coincidences, impulses that carry you to the physical realization of your assumption. It feels spontaneous, but it's precise. Even the so-called setbacks are part of the choreography. When you are still within, even delay becomes divine timing. This is where faith becomes more than belief. It becomes experience. Because the outer world has no voice of its own, it only echoes the conviction of your inner world. People don't suggest. Appearances don't command. The news doesn't decree. You are the one who assigns meaning, and that meaning forms the world you meet tomorrow. This is why Neville said, "The world is yourself pushed out." You can look at circumstances not as obstacles, but as mirrors showing what state you have been assuming. Change the assumption, and the mirror changes. Even fear loses its weight here. You no longer fear loss or failure because you understand that you, the awareness behind every scene, cannot be diminished. To live this way is to live as God intended, as consciousness itself, unbothered by appearances, unwavering in identity. You begin to see that every desire is an aspect of your infinite self, waiting to be recognized. The love you seek, the wealth you imagine, the peace you crave, all of them are you wearing different masks. And as you rest in being, those masks fall into place, effortlessly, beautifully, inevitably. What if every so-called problem in your life was never a problem, only a delayed reflection of an old assumption you've already outgrown? Here lies the revelation. Existence itself is fulfillment. You don't exist to get, you exist because it is already given. To be still doesn't mean to freeze the body or stop the mind. It means to rest in awareness, the place where nothing is missing. When you touch that awareness, you understand. Every dream you've ever had is already contained within it. You are not the seeker, you are the source. You are not chasing the light, you are the light that projects the chase. And as you know this, not as theory but as living experience, the world rearranges to mirror your wholeness. Money flows, love deepens, creativity expands, not because you forced them, but because you ceased resisting. The law of assumption is the end of resistance. It is the remembrance that the universe is your servant, not your master. So be still and know, not hope, not wish, know that you already are what you desire to be. You are not becoming, You are revealing. You are not manifesting, you are remembering. You are not attracting, you are allowing. This is the effortless way, the natural flow of being, the quiet thunder of the I am. If you're ready to live this truth, join the 21-day challenge to create your dream life, a guided journey to install the feeling of the wish fulfilled and embody your desired state. The link is in the description and pinned comment below. And so, as the old identity fades, you realize there was never a distance to cross, no mountain to climb, no bridge to build, only awareness to remember. You are not here to chase miracles, you are here to embody them. When you finally accept that you already are, the world sighs in relief and falls into harmony, because the moment you assume, it is done. Be still and know that you already are.